Okay. Let's pull my gun back out because this seems like a place I should have my gun out.
I am unable to provide sufficient power to the lock mechanism.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that.
Okay.
I've restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
Okay, up there. This seems like the sort of place that would have cool
There's the control panel. Still looks operable.
data.
Things to survive.
Maybe some computers kicking around. Wow. Everything here is just fully iced over. That's cool. But yeah, no computers or data slates or anything that I can read. Master safe. Do I want to try it? Kinda. What do you store in your master safes? So if we get that, then we've got another one. Maybe you? We'll start here. Yeah. And then there. None of these 3-point ones seem to be able to work. So I'll grab you, and then one of these singles. All right. No, because that'd leave me one that needs to be straight across, and we don't have any like that. If I used this, and then you? Yeah. We'll go with that. And then you and you. Okay. What is in this master? Okay, a pretty valuable gun. And 2,500 credits. It's not nothing. Okay. Looks like there weren't computers or data slates to read, but that's fine.
Reactivated. Error. Control system reboot required.
And we do that.
With hitting this button.
Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Multiple systems unavailable. Warning. Priority safety concern detected. Exterior hatch power restored.
Back in business.
Warning. Emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Yes, please.
We need to make the evacuation request.
That's my father he's addressing. He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral!
It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties? Yes, sir.
Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. I'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swarmed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel.
Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk.
Okay. Yeah, so it's definitely her father. Because, so he claimed he blew up the spaceport to prevent anyone getting off. But he actually stationed everyone who knew the information he wanted to hold to himself in the spaceport and then blew it, killing them all, so that he alone knew that information. And then he's used that to orchestrate this entire setup. But I don't see why.
Hey, Victus. He destroyed this place. Killed these people to keep what he knew about the Lazarus plant and the terramorphs and all this a secret. Didn't he?
Seems that way. Certainly how I interpret it. There were plenty of reasons he could have ordered the bombing. The terramorph outbreak, for example. Never learned this reading minds trick you seem to have mastered. That's certainly how I interpreted it.
He saw the potential of the plant as a weapon and hid it away. He killed those people. Condemned this city to keep them from sharing what they might have seen. He was
On the flip side, you know, devil's advocate, it could also be that he saw the danger, and to make sure that absolutely no one who might have seen anything could get that information out, because having the ability to have a invisible attack, just a sudden terramorph, would be terrifying. And if anyone had that information and got that information out, that could be terrifying. And so maybe he killed all those people just to keep that information safe, and he hasn't been the one using it. And possibly someone else has leaked that information. It's possible. Commander in a tough situation, a cold-blooded murderer, someone who thought keeping the secret would save lives. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It could be that he was just trying to save lives by killing a bunch of people to keep that secret safe.
a calculated loss. These soldiers for the rest of the galaxy. That sounds exactly like what my father would do. But it doesn't. It can't justify slaughter. But I guess that's just another part of his sick legacy now. He thought he was protecting us all, taking the secret to his grave. Only he didn't succeed. Now someone else knows about the Lazarus plant and is using it exactly how he feared.
Lie. You're right, he's long gone, and it's up to us to get to the bottom of this. Listen, we should get moving. We've got work to do. Or, Hadrian, your father, he's still alive, the UC have been keeping him prisoner. I'm gonna skip both of those options. I'm not gonna lie to her, but I'm not gonna tell her that he's alive. Just, we got work to do.
Right. Settled systems are counting on us.
He could be guilty, or he might know who is guilty if he knows who else might have seen it and gotten off. I can't prove his guilt at this moment.
Kaiser, try it now.
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
That doesn't sound good. Eyes peeled.
So the sample we're looking for is something living. This building is lit up with power, which seems like it's significant. Before we go over there, why are they alerting us to look here? Some non-valuable equipment. Ammo. Some other not terribly valuable equipment. A switch to activate something. Pull the switch. What happens? Nothing. Alright. Well, let's head to our sample. So yeah, that voice is clearly
The signal that thing's putting out to call in those creatures. I think I can know them, but I'm gonna need some help. There should be some radar equipment powered up now around the world. Get those online, and I'll relay my signal through there.
okay.
Why did you leave us?
They're not coming after us. I guess we should grab that sample while we can.
Anomalous sample.
Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done.
Final sample secured.
All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival, you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon.
Can't scan that creature. Can't scan any of them. Alright. Guess we're heading back. Didn't actually look at what the quest said. Return to forward base. Can I go this way? I'm assuming they're not going to make me go all the way back through the base. Oh. Let's get some oxygen back. Luckily, all these creatures are non-hostile. Man, it is taking me a while to get my oxygen back. Hey, robot sentry. Hey, Percival.
Look at all of you. Back from the underworld. Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there. But it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion.
Sure did. Kaiser's got the samples in storage. Nearly cost a couple of fingers and toes, but yeah, we got them. Is the plan going to still work now that we've got to clean up the heat leeches and terramorphs?
Can't be positive until we run some tests. But knowing that the terramorphs have been masquerading as heat leeches all this time is a big find. Arguably makes things more feasible, now that we know what we're dealing with, not less.
Agreed. Plus, I don't think you're gonna have to push real hard to get folks on board with cleaning up one of the galaxy's greatest pests if this is what they're capable of.
But none of that's getting done without the samples. You do have them, right?
Yeah, Kaiser's got the samples.
Ah, best place for them. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Victus knew about this damn plant?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond.
So, lie, you're right, Victus couldn't have been involved with the attacks. Actually, we can't rule him out, Victus is alive. Now, I'm gonna still leave that open-ended. Plenty of suspects, that's for sure.
That's putting it lightly.
But it's clear someone knows about the plant and realized what ends it could be put towards. Captain, we need to get these samples back to the lab and verify we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the terramorphs.
Yep.
But in the interim, do you think you could look into what we uncovered? See if you can turn up any information on who might have committed the attacks?
Yes.
If it were me, I started the scene of the crime. New Atlantis.
Sure, I'll look into it. I've already got some ideas who could have been involved. Can't make any promises. I've got some ideas.
Perfect. Once you've finished your investigation, we'll meet you outside the cabinet chambers. They're gonna want to hear this. Take care of yourself. No telling who might be involved.
Yeah. Again, I promised I wouldn't tell anyone about Vevictus. So I'm holding to that. Oh no! But I'm gonna go check with him and his handlers first to see if either... Yeah, if he told someone, if he organized it, etc. Oh, I got frostbite at some point. Well, that's fun.
Captain Orion, it is.
Alright. Let's head on up. And I will store all of my materials on the ship as usual. Resources. Oh, I'm taking out of the Star Eagle. Huh. No. Restore all of this. I was like, hang on, why am I getting over encumbered when I wasn't encumbered before? Okay. There we go. Let's pilot our way to Alpha Centauri. Speak to Vevictus. Yeah, that's what I was figuring that would turn out to be. It's possible that we would have talked to the person who told us to go see Vevictus. But I was expecting we would just go talk to Vevictus directly. While I'm here...
Hey.
Can I... sell from the Star Eagle? I can. We'll keep Sir Livingstone's pistol. But the rest of these I can sell. Keep the Vanguard, keep Constellation, keep Mantis. Mantis, Vanguard, Constellation. I don't think I need Ecliptic. No. Vanguard. Oh, you're out of money. Never mind.
What can I do for you?
No one has the money for the kind of looting that I do.
You will be scanned as you enter the city.
Let's go back to Gemini Mercantile. Jemison Mercantile. Keep on thinking Gemini, and it's not. Jemison Mercantile. See if they've got enough money to buy some stuff.
I am not a stalker.
Hope you're finding everything. Oh, please, take a look.
What have you got for sale? You've got 5,000 credits. Perfect. I would like to sell. You have 686 left, which can't buy any of my guns. Oh well.
Thanks for coming in.
Sold off some of my excess weight. Two mast. Up above. That's right. It was inside of this main facility. Couldn't remember where it was. But yeah, in here we take an elevator that goes down. Right? I'm remembering that right? Now I'm not so sure. Yeah, here we are. Subsection 7. Hello there.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for?
Well, we did and a whole lot more. Don't play dumb. We know you're behind the attacks on New Atlantis and Tau Ceti. I don't know, is there anything you want to tell me about your time in Londinium? I'm gonna start with that. We did and a whole lot more.
Good news then. So, what exactly are you doing here? Plenty still to be done in defeating the Terramorphs, no?
We found a recording of you discussing the use of Terramorphs as a weapon. I know you're involved in... We don't know that. We suspected. Please stop. You murdered UC citizens and you're going to pay for it. Now confess. Again, we don't know. We found a recording of you discussing using Terramorphs as a weapon.
Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us.
No more lies. Confess or I turn over what I found. Sorry, I'm telling the Cabinet what we learned. Consider this your chance to come clean. Got no plans to tell anyone. I just want to know the truth. So you really don't know anything about the attacks? Is that what you're claiming?
Of course. Do I look like I'm in any position to do what you're describing?
Yes.
So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want anyone else jumping to conclusions now, would we?
Confess or I turn over what I found? No. I'm turning over what I found. This is your chance to come clean.
You know, you're far more clever than I expected. You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti. New Atlantis. My doing.
Why?
Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
I don't. Because you're a madman and a murderer, and you live to sow death. Maybe. To work on something that long, this seems personal. That is definitely true. No better way to show the UC what a deadly weapon they have in the Lazarus plant than to use it. Associate, who have you been working with?
All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble?
I assume it's personal. What I'm currently thinking is that he's annoyed that they turned on him, sticking him in this prison, though a comfortable prison, and so he's taking it back at them or something. But whatever, it seems personal.
You couldn't be more right. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
Please, no secret is so dangerous that you can justify condemning so many lives. You just said that it took years to use the plant outside Londinium. You killed them for nothing. That information should have been handed over, secured it to keep it from being used. I don't know about that. You didn't even trust your own people in the UC?
These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of terramorphs. Just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment. Sealing off the city to prevent mass death, it was the only option that made sense at the time.
You just said it took years to get the plant outside of Londinium. You killed them for nothing.
Simple to say now, but with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, the moment demanded quick action. So I did what was required. I removed the dangerous variable from an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
Uh-huh. So you murdered UC citizens because of some slight against your honor. You're sick. Ah, so I'm just your cleanup crew. You must think you're very clever. Orlace, why does that name sound familiar? Because we killed him. How could you have coordinated all this from in here? And why do you care if the UC wants you as an advisor? How did you coordinate this from in here?
It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed is that people will do whatever they can not to deal with you. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. And so I used their blind eye to my advantage. Still, a establishing a back channel to Orlays via the UC recovery teams was painstaking work. I've led campaigns less nerve-wracking. They believed they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded slates, filled with instructions invisible to any but their recipient, dropped off at just the right moments to fall into the proper hands. All without the UC realizing whom you're actually dealing with. Slow work. But as you can see, ultimately effective.
Why do you care if UC wants you as an advisor?
Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? No, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure.
No, of course not. So, I'm just your cleanup crew. You must think you're very clever.
Captain, please. You've benefited here as much as I have. Maybe more. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success.
Okay.
Look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
Yeah. The thing you seem to not be figuring out is that I can already get all that honor, and more so if I point out that you did it. There's no benefit to me keeping his secret. They'd be honoring me for cleaning up your messes. If you're waiting for me to say thank you, we're going to be here a while. Suppose there have been some benefits to all this. What kind of honors are we talking here? I will ask it.
Something befitting the dedication to the colonies you two have shown. While, of course, they can't give you a command, responsibility like that has to be earned. The Cabinet does have access to considerable resources. I expect you'll be quite pleased with the result, and none of it would have happened without my intervention.
Yeah, they'd be honoring me for cleaning up your messes.
You're being honored only because I arranged the situations where it could happen. Be grateful. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays and Orlays alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together.
So, again, he says, I've saved so many lives by giving this solution to the end of the terramorphs. And I'm just thinking, you could have done that without killing people. Like, no, he's trying to paint this picture that he's created so much good from this. But really, all of that could have been handled anyway if he had just talked. He should. If he had just talked, yeah. The only thing he has actually done with killing all these people is try to get more power and fame to him and potentially his daughter. I hope you enjoyed this talk, because once I tell the Cabinet, it'll probably be your last. You know, I'm not sure what I'm going to tell the Cabinet. Fine, I'll make sure everything is pinned on Orlays. You think I'm going to forget the fact that you killed people to accomplish your good works? What kind of work are we talking about here? No. You think I'm just going to forget the fact you killed people to accomplish your good works?
And how many have you killed to get where you are now? There are no great works that don't cost lives, Captain. Whether it's winning a war or digging a tram tunnel. So we sacrificed a few dozen in the attacks to possibly protect millions. That seems like a fair exchange to me. I only hope you'll see the same and leave my name out of the discussions to come.
Not at all. Hope you enjoyed this talk, because once I tell the cabinet, it'll probably be your last.